I have a serious problem, like an actual problem, and it's the fact that I play a game called Kill Team, and I'm just addicted to killing. Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Big Tactical and to the second episode of Whiteshield to Kasrkin, in which I am playing a bunch of practice games in order to prepare for the tournament, the Lone Star Open, happening in Texas in August, I believe. In order to prepare for it, again, doing a bunch of games, and I'm reporting on them, and hopefully getting better, and you guys helping me, and maybe getting better along with me, following me on this journey. And today, I played my Kasrkin against the Night Lords, an elite Space Marine team. I'm sure some of you guys are familiar with them. Nemesis Claw, whatever. Point is, I fought against him. This is the after action report. If you just want my takeaway, my thoughts, all that stuff, it's going to be at the end of the video. I'm going to have timestamps for all the turning points and significant moments or stuff like that. So without further ado, let's just get right into it. So on the Kasrkin side of the board, I brought everybody except for my marksman. Instead of him, I brought in my hotshot volley gun. I wanted to give him another try, see if maybe it was just bad rolls that one time I played with him. And my opponent, he brought the guy with the claws, the guy with the skin flare thing, a plasma gunner, a missile launcher, his captain, and a guy with a flag. I don't know. Again, it's not about the other guy. It's about me, okay? So, with all that being said, I did also bring all my equipment, all the faction equipment, and then I used the scouting step equip to bring in the barricades as well. Get those 5 pieces of equipment. I just love doing that, especially if I don't have a use for a reposition or a strategy boy. So 30.1, I was pretty cagey. First thing, if you notice, this is the exact same map as I played in my last Whiteshield to Kasrkin. That was a total fluke, but I'm going to tell you right now, I'm going to guarantee you I'm not going to play this map again, okay? At least not, it's not going to be the third one. If I'm with my opponent, I'm going to explain that, hey, I've already played this map twice. Let's go on to something else. But on this one, first turning point, I was very cagey. Half of my team stayed in the deployment zone. The other half did push up. So I did take a lot more pictures this time, but as you can see here, I'm in the center, right? That center stronghold. I had my demo trooper and my lead trooper all on the far side. My recon trooper in the center. My medical trooper right next to my recon trooper. And then my plasma gunner right there on the center. And he was actually very aggressive with his movement. Almost all of his Night Lords were up on the center stronghold, gearing up for a big Turning Point 2 confrontation. The only really significant thing that happened is that I did move up my elite trooper and I was able to throw a stun grenade. However, it didn't go off. If it did, probably would have been really helpful, but it did not. One thing I do want to sort of glaze myself over is my placement of all my guys. I had 3 gunners in the back. I had my plasma gunner, who I did feel, him and the hotshot volley gun, I feel like are the expendable gunners here. He was on the front line. However, my melt gunner, again, you can see him in the back here. I kept him there for this turning point and even the next turning point. A little bit of spoiler there, but that's what I did. Same thing with my other gunners. I just kept him in his backfield. And my sergeant was actually on that top left stronghold. Or I don't think it's a stronghold, but he's on that top left in the corner right next to the door, so he can pop out. So my melt gunner and my sergeant are there ready to pop out when this guy charges in, right? So I felt pretty good about that. Not only that, my recon trooper, he was actually within 3 inches of every single person on the front line, so I could push them out a little bit, right? He was in a really good position. Not only that, Turning Point 2, he was invincible. And what I mean by that is my plasma gunner was blocking the charge. So if the guy came in to charge, number one, he couldn't fit his model through the corner that I put him in right here with the plasma gunner. He couldn't fit his model through, so he would have to either go around and he couldn't get the movement, or he would just have to charge my plasma gunner and deal with that. which means that my guy, I even asked my opponent, like, hey, could you charge him at all from where he was at? He was like, nope, couldn't do it. I couldn't even shoot him because he was concealed, had cover, all that stuff. So my placement of my recon trooper was really good, which means I was going to get maximum usage out of him in the next turning point. Just something I wanted to point out, okay? I wanted to give myself a little bit of glazing, as well as with my medical trooper. He was right there in position to revive both the recon trooper or the plasma if that came up, or doing any healing if that came up. So I had a good counter react stuff. I had good placement of my troops. At least I felt like I did, right? Tell me if you disagree or not. So let's move on to turning point 2. So turning point 2, he actually wins initiative, but that's kind of okay. I wanted to react to something that he did. And the first thing that he did is teach me a good lesson, okay? So for the strategy phase, I did use relocate and I moved everybody up. So I moved my demo trooper right behind the barricade, right? Again, just to block any charges that were forcing him to charge here, basically is what I did. So I did that. Also did the same thing with my plasma, pushed him up, and then just spaced out my medic and my recon trooper just a little bit more. Now, what he did first thing is he charged my demo trooper and kills him, right? Charge and attack. Cool. I expected that. It happened. That's why my demo trooper was there. Now, what he did then was he used his Nemesis Claw ability to do that 3-inch charge with his CP, right? His Firefight ploy. And he charges my elite trooper. Now, if you don't know, with the Nemesis Claw, when somebody's charged, he has an equipment piece where you roll 2 d6s on a 4 up. You can't use the fallback action, right? So I activate the model. I try to use the fallback action. He rolls the 2 d6s on a 4+. I can't fall back, which was really bad because I couldn't use cover retreat, right? I would want to. Now, my opponent, he was gracious. I don't know if this is actually how it would be, but he was gracious. He would say, he told me that I could use the fallback action, and if he gets it, I would then have the ability to choose to use cover retreat instead of having to burn the CP and not knowing, because it's like only like a 25% chance I would get it. So he said, so he was gracious in that, and I thank him for that. But, that did suck. Oh, one thing I didn't mention, turning point 1, Vox Trooper. I gave it to my grenade launcher and my Melta. Thought those were the ones who were probably going to need it, especially since anyone on the front line, I didn't have any confidence they would be doing anything. All right. Then it was my turn to go, and I was like, okay. Again, I still want to react. I still want him to do a little more. I can't touch that other guy unless I charge him, and I don't want to do that. So what I'm going to do is activate my recon trooper and pop Auspex scan. So now I have that 8-inch bubble, and almost all of his operatives are into it, right? What then he does is he activates, I want to say it's his icon bearer or his leader. I'm not sure which one it is, but he goes inside the stronghold, kind of close to his door, and he does, again, I think it's a ploy, where he pops my plasma trooper. He switches him from conceal to engage, right? So clearly he's setting up to shoot me. When he does that, I'm like, oof, that kind of sucks. But that's fine. So at this point, I have a choice. Okay, plasma trooper, do I push him forward? I already know he's going to get shot. Do I push him forward, take a shot, see what's up? Or do I just let him get shot, which would then activate my medic to do the revive him, and then have his model now just be up there totally exposed, right? Could that be the case? And that's what I decided to do. I'm like, okay, let me not activate him. This guy's already dead in my mind, but I have the revive. I could waste an activation and then potentially waste 2 activations, right? I waste whoever he shoots me with, and then if whoever comes up to charge him. I waste both their activations just trying to kill this guy. So it all seemed positive to me. So what I did is I activated my elite trooper, and I was like, let me just see if I can get this fallback. I don't get the fallback. He activates his plasma trooper, who's on vantage. He shoots my plasma gunner, and my plasma gunner survives. My plasma gunner survives. He's got 2 health left, but he does, in fact, survive. He then drops down because he can't shoot twice with the plasma gun, and he shoots me with his bolt pistol. And I don't take any damage from the bolt pistol, so he doesn't kill me. My guy's still alive on 2 health. Now, I was like, okay, if I push out my medic and heal him, I might literally just die. And I felt like it would kind of be a waste. And this is a model that, again, I already considered dead. So I was like, let me just take a shot. I do have severe. I didn't have accurate 1 or anything. But I was like, let me just take a shot. It's hitting on 4s. It's fine. I activate my plasma gun, shoot his plasma gun, and do a fair bit of damage. I think I did... I want to say I brought him down to half health. Right? Exactly his health, which was 7. Which was good. Good on my part. My plasma gunner's now done his job. He's done half damage to a team that can't heal. So that was good for me. He then does something that he made a mistake here. So he brings up his missile launcher, right, onto the very corner of this center stronghold, thinking to himself that his guy was going to be obscured, so he was willing to take the shot. But what he wanted to do was for a counteract, so he switched him to engage, right? So he could shoot with him. Now, I don't know the inside of his mind. I don't know what he was planning here or why he did that, right? I think what he wanted to do is that if my hotshot volley, which was up here on this vantage point, when he shoots my plasma gunner, he wanted to then shoot him, right, with the counteract. Because my guy was at 2 health, so he already considered him dead, and I'm sure he was going to charge me with the Nemesis Claw, but he didn't want to do that yet. That's what I'm assuming his plan was here. However, he forgot my recon trooper was there. And I ignore obscuring with him, right? So he does that, puts him on engage, doesn't shoot, just puts him on engage. And then with my grenade launcher, I shoot into his missile launcher, Night Lord. And with the grenade launcher, I actually do so much damage that I bring him down to 1 health. The grenade launcher has never once failed me, okay? The grenade launcher, one of the strongest gunners on the Kasrkin team. Again, having severe without having to have anything, right, is just really, really good. So, he's down to 1 health. Really good for me. And now I have 2 shooting attacks here, right, basically. At this point, he does charge my plasma trooper, and he just charge blocks me. He doesn't kill me. He just charge blocks me, and I understand why he did that, right? Because he's basically safe now. I swallowed a little bit for choice, but what I do decide to do is with my hotshot volley gunner is shoot his plasma gunner, hopefully finishing him off, and do just enough damage to kill him, which knocks him off the board, making me feel pretty good. Then he finally moves his captain out of his deployment zone, right where the Nemesis Claw guy used to be. Safe, concealed, all that crap. And at this point, I'm like, okay, don't have much to do. Grenade launcher's gone. Don't want to use my Melta. Don't want to bring him out yet. Don't want to use my sergeant. Don't want to use anybody else. But I do have my medic here. So I'm going to pull out my medic and kind of expose him. Bring him basically to where my demo trooper is, but again, more exposed. I do have a shot off at the missile launcher. It would be obscured. However, I take the shot because I can't, my recon trooper's right there, 8-inch bubble. Take the shot. Only have to do 1 damage. Kill him again. Really good for me. So 2 of his models are down, right? And everybody else can now go, but I'm basically just keeping them there, right? For example, my sergeant, he's just staying exactly where he was. I want him to counteract. My melta gun, even though I gave him the 30 APL, wanted him to stay right there. Didn't want to even have a possibility or opportunity for him to be charged. So I kept him right where he was. And everyone else, even my Vox trooper again, kept him exactly where he was. Gave out the extra APL. again, gave it to the grenade launcher and to the melter gun. And that's how the final turning point, not the final turning point 2 ended. And he got to score 1 on his crit op because he was controlling the center objective. And I scored nothing. I also scored nothing on my my tac op, which is secure, or not secure, contain. He did score, I believe, 1 on his tac op, which was storm the objective, which I did control at the beginning. Then he came in with his guy, and it's contested, so I no longer control it, so he does get that. And that's how the turning point ended. I did debate whether or not I was going to use Seize the Initiative, but I was like, actually, again, in this case, I want him to have initiative to see what he does, because I don't really have much of I don't have an offensive measure, considering that 2 of his models are blocked and everybody else is concealed. So 2 of his models are like charging blocking me. The other 2 models that are still alive are concealed and in cover. There's really not much for me to do other than to either let him go first or let me go first. And I try to do a fallback action, see whether that works or not. So that's the end of turning point 1, going on to turning point 2. So turning point 2, again, I'm playing elimination pattern. I'm always playing, every single turning point I was playing elimination pattern. Didn't play anything else. What I did do, however, is I actually do think I won initiative here, and I gave it to him. Once again, with my Recon Trooper, I still have people, I think it was just my medic within range, so I spaces further apart, however, not far enough apart, okay? I could have moved my medic trooper a little bit further, and my Recon Trooper a little bit further, which would have been really good for me. Did not do that. So my opponent goes first with the guy who was charge blocking my my elite trooper, right? Kills him, charges my combat medic, kills him, and then with using a CP, he charges my recon trooper. So that's 2 models dead, a third essentially useless now, just because I did not space people enough in order for me to actually, not have that happen to me. He would have been, if he had done that just killing the 2 models, then he would have been nice and exposed, at the very least in cover. But he would have been out in the open, and that would have been great, and my recon trooper would not be in the situation he is in right now. But that's not how it happened. Unfortunate for me, but that's just how it is. What I then did was, I was like, I can't, again, everybody else is concealed. The Nemesis Claw is where he's at. What I need to do is I need to get out of that. So I go with my Recon Trooper and do the fallback action and do cover retreat. And he rolls his dice, and I do get it. So I'm able to fall back with my Recon Trooper. I basically move him not within combat range of the Nemesis Claw, who has charged my plasma, but within support range of my plasma trooper. Basically, what I was trying to do, or sorry, not within support range. I just wanted to get onto the objective, so I got onto the objective. So I'm within support range of him, but I'm on the objective. So I now control it, right? And what he does after this, and then I take my shot. However, who do I take my shot with? Nobody else is within 6 inches other than my Vox Trooper. So I shoot with my Vox Trooper through the window. And as I shoot him, right, I'm like, this is the first time I've shot with my Vox Trooper, I think. No, it's not the first time. But I rarely do this. So I shoot him, or no, I do shoot him because it's a free action, so it doesn't matter. So I shoot him, piercing 1. I think I got him down to like 10 health or 9 health, something like that, which was nice. It might have even been 8 health. I don't know. I got him down. I did chip damage against him, right, which was nice. So that was my activation. He then goes with his Nemesis Claw, and he kills my Plasma Gunner, and then charges my Recon, or he kills my Plasma Gunner. He controls the objective now, right? He sabotages my objective, which I was like, ugh, sucks for me. And then he charges my Plasma, and he kills him. Or not charges my Plasma, charges my Recon Trooper, and he charge blocks him, which again, oof, big oof. I then try to go with my Grenade Trooper to get on his side of the board, try to sabotage his home objective for no reason. I was just misreading the sabotage crit op, so there was no reason for me to do this. But this did kind of end up helping me. I shot the guy with the big thing that had charged my Recon Trooper previously. I shoot him, get him down to 1 health, drop down with my grenade launcher, move over to the cover where the elite trooper used to be. He then goes, sees what I'm trying to do, and he moves his icon bearer, or whoever he is, the guy with the flag, up into this corner of the stronghold, right? Now, when he does that, I get real excited. So he moves him there because he's trying to counter my grenade launcher or get rid of him. That's when I finally see the opportunity to do everything that I've ever wanted. Right? I see all things now. And what I do is, number one, I go up with my Meltagun, right? He's already got a 3rd APL. I go up with him, and I shoot the icon bearer, and I kill him. Just outright kill him. Dead. Good. Get him gone. After that, he has his captain. He moves up his captain, I believe, into that 2nd objective marker. And he takes a shot at my hotshot volley gunner. Again, my hotshot volley gunner stays alive at 2, which is nice for me. He then, I believe he does shoot him again, but he whiffs it again. Yeah, so he whiffs it, unfortunate for him. But what I do is, because basically everyone is gone, he's going to get a counteract. I shoot him with my hotshot volley gun right back, get the kill. He, or don't get the kill, sorry. I do chip damage, basically. I do chip damage, and then after that, again, we're on counteracts now for him. He counteracts, he shoots my hotshot volley, kills him. I then shoot my comms trooper with my comms trooper, right? Actually, I activate him this time, shoot the comms trooper, kill the guy with 1 health with that charge my, he's got the center with the big polearm thing, whatever. He's dead, right? So that guy's dead. I then, again, piercing 1 is really good, or piercing crits 1. I then give an extra APL to my Meltagun. I move out my sergeant, and I shoot at his leader. His leader is now down to, like, I want to say 1 health, something like that. He's down to really low health. So he's got, at this point, he's only got 2 models left, right? I've got a decent amount, but, like, everything's within charges, everything's real bad, right? So then what I do is, that's actually the end of the turning point. Everybody's moved up, we're getting real close, but that's the end of the turning point. He doesn't score anything for the primary. He does, I think, once again. Actually, I don't know if we counted it. I'm not sure. I'm not sure if he counted that for the attack op on the 3rd turning point. But I actually think he did. I think he did. Because he did control it again. And then he sabotaged it, which gave him Storm the objective again. I'm pretty sure. So, that's the end of that turning point. Moving on to the final one. So with the final one, I did want initiative. However, I was like, I need that CP for the last thing. Because what I was going to do was give no ground, right? So I go, or he wins the initiative, right? And what he does is he shoots my leader. He shoots my sergeant. And he pulls back with his captain, and he just keeps him there. He keeps him like behind his light cover over here, right? He pulls back with him because he just wants to get as far away as possible to keep him alive. I then go, right, and I'm like, hold on. If I do anything, it's kind of Jover. So the one thing I can do, however, is I can charge block the Nemesis Claw, who's got my Recon Trooper charge blocked, right? But by charge blocking him, what I'm doing is basically forcing him to use 2 actions to kill both my guys, which are both at full health, by the way. 4 attacks. 3, 4. Oh, also, by the way, did I say, instead of using Severe for my strategy ploy here, or not my strategy ploy, my skilled arms, I use 4 cardio. So I have 4 attacks, 3, 4 damage, hitting on 4s, which is not good. But basically, I'm saying that I'm going to be able to get 1 piece of damage every single time I hit. And because it's 4 cardio, I can do an additional damage. So 3 becomes 4 and 4 becomes 5. So if I get a crit, I'm going to be able to do that, right? So so that's what I do, right? I charge in with my comms. My comms comes in to charge in. Exactly what I say happens. He kills both of my models, but he's only got 1 APL left, right? He's only got 1 APL left. And he wants to tie up my melta gun. So he either has to sabotage or he ties up my melta gun. And he decides to tie up my melta gun. So he charges at him. He does get it, does nothing. Now, he's got exactly 7 health. Now, how can I do 7 damage against him? Oh, if my sergeant has 4 cardio, which he does, he charges him and he gets a crit. And now it's kind of a risk because I do need a crit. But I'm like, it's the end of the game. I got to go for it. So I charge him, get that crit, kill his Nemesis Claw, which is why the power weapon sergeant is just feeling immaculate right now. So he dies, which is great for me. He goes with his counteract, and he moves his guy all the way over to this corner of his stronghold, right? And now I have 2 guys left. I have my Melta and I have my grenade launcher. Now my Melta, he's got that 3rd APL. He can comfortably get into the center objective, secure it, and that's it. Or he can get to my home objective and secure it. He can do either or. My grenade launcher can't do either. The only thing you could possibly do is kill his leader, right? Because his leader at this point, I believe, is at 1 health. In fact, I think with my sergeant... No, I didn't shoot him with my sergeant. But his leader, I believe, is at 1 health. So I only needed to do 1 point of damage. Now, I tried to measure out to see if I could get over here or over there or whatever, but I only had 2 APL on him. I should have given him an extra APL with my commsman, but I didn't. I was a fool. So what ended up happening actually is instead of going forward like I was trying to do, I just went backwards a little bit. And if I went backwards, I could actually I had like clear visibility. Like I literally lined it up with my eye. I could see the top of, I believe, like his character's something, the top of his something, and I lined it up directly with my head of my grenade launcher. So I got the shot. It wasn't an obscured shot, but I only needed to do 1 damage to get him to... I only needed 1 shot to go through, or 3 dice to hit, because I had piercing 1 on it, which is exactly what I got, and I killed him. And I killed every single Space Marine on the board. Super exciting, right? Wrong, okay? I moved on my Melta and I secured one of the objectives. It doesn't matter which one I did. It doesn't matter. You know why it doesn't matter? Because at the end of the day, once again with my TAC op, I did secure, so I didn't get anything because he was on my side of the board the entire time, and because it's the long edge, right? It's 6 inches. Basically, if he's on my side of the board, he's basically also within my stuff. So he was always within 6 inches of anything. So I never scored anything except for the last turning point in which I scored 2 because everybody was dead. And guess what I made my primary op? Oh, yeah, that's right. I made it my tag op. I didn't make it my kill op. If I had, I would have won by like 2 points. Once again. And I did lose. I lost by 1 point again. He had 11, I had 10. Unbelievable. When we counted it out, at first I thought I had won. I thought I just barely eked it out, but no, it was him that barely eked it out. And why? And now, actually, so hold on before I go off. Let's just get right into my thoughts. That's the end of this portion of the video and the game. If you don't care about my thoughts, then, go somewhere else. First lesson, 100% the next time. I'm not choosing my tac op. Okay, I already discussed it last one, but I still wanted to try more tac ops, right? I wanted to try every single one. But now I want to try champion, because that requires you to kill people. And I want to make my primary and my kill op so that my tac op and my kill op, obviously, or my primary, are all going to be surrounded around killing. So, and that seems to be what I'm really good at. I mean, it is the second game in a row where I've completely killed everybody on my opponent's side. So, I feel pretty confident in their killing ability. Also, elimination pattern, piercing crits 1, is really good when you have severe and you guarantee crits. So, you basically have piercing 1. So, I'm feeling really confident in their killing ability, and I'm going to do that next time. 2, as scary as elite teams might be to me, and they are, I actually feel very confident about them now. I feel like if the main reason he was able to kind of win this match is because he was able to stop me from using the fallback. If I was able to use cover retreat earlier, then I actually would have been really good. I think I would have won pretty handily if that were the case. So with other teams like Angels of Death, feel like I could be very strong against them. Phobos, I feel like I could be very strong against them, even though their Auspex scan is probably better than mine. Horde teams, again, I feel very confident against because they're saving on 4s, so my killing ability is really good. So even with my normal troopers, that 3-4 damage, piercing 1, basically, hitting on 3s, I feel really good about even with them doing that. Number 2, I do think that if I did a little bit more chip damage, or like for example, in Turning Point 2 with my plasma gun, what I did is kept him in position, and I got lucky with the shot. Right, he didn't kill my plasma gun, but I did a whole strategy where I was like, okay, even if he does kill him, he gets revived, and then the guy has to charge him anyway and kill him again in order to get him out of the way. What I should have done though, especially taking into account Nemesis Claw's special abilities, I should have just charged forward my plasma gun, taken a shot at the Night Lord, and then gone, or at the guy with the claws, because he doesn't even have a range attack. I should have taken a shot at him, done a fair bit of chip damage, probably just gone hot on it, to be honest, even if it just killed me, just to get him out of the way, or do as much damage as possible. I think if that happens in the future where I have a situation where I can either do chip damage or not, I'm going to choose to do chip damage next time. I think playing to the strengths of the Kasrkin, which are doing damage, it seems to me, because I'm killing everybody, I'm killing everything. I'm just not scoring any points while I do it. I think that's what I'm going to do. But yeah, guys, that's it for this video. If you did make it to this part, let me know what kind of visuals you would like, because it feels like I'm just sort of cobbling together a bunch of pictures, and then I think probably the thing that's going to help the most is just to have the map layout, so that I can, when I'm talking about it, I'm saying like, oh, here, if you look here at the top left, I feel like that's probably better. If you do, look down and be like, oh, here it is. But I don't know if I should just keep doing that. And then, yeah, I don't know. I'm not sure. Because right now, just kind of, it's not that I don't have fun making this. It's just that I definitely have more fun when I'm making videos and I'm creating visuals with it and I'm editing stuff together. And this doesn't really require that much editing. I just talk. I just yap. It's all it is. Just at the end of the day, it's just a yap session. Anyways, if you did like the video, then don't forget to like, to subscribe, and to do all that cool stuff. And then I'll see you guys next time.